Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer and RPG Limit Break fans! Welcome to the Spring Tournament 2022 for the Final Fantasy Randomizer, the Kraken Games. I am Hate the 13th, joined in the booth tonight by Darren Dries. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. I'm scouting out my competition in Pod L here for tonight, and should be a really good race. I've raced against Rojo and LuffyDV before. They're both good runners, and should be fun to watch them.
Yeah, this is overall the third match of the spring tournament since the pods were formed. We had a couple of people do some matches, one earlier today, one last night, because of course people had to do them last night or shortly after the reveal stream, because it's the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. It's kind of what we do. So tonight they went with the pretty much standard flags, though they did shuffle Astos in somewhere, and they've got a required war mech, so before they can get to Tiamat, they're going to have to punch their way through a robot chicken.
Always nice to see at least 2 robot chickens tonight, and possibly more. We'll see if they wipe on them at all.
Yeah, here's hoping. No, they haven't even started racing on stream yet, and already I'm commentator cursing them, hopefully.
That's okay with me.
Yeah, well, So, let's see here. It looks like both people opted to take a thief tonight, which I can't blame them. The buffed thief flags, or one of the thief buff flags are on. I can English, I swear. They have an additional 80 agility right out the gate, so they dodge tank pretty well. And then you toss in the bonus of malices, where they got an additional 15 luck, 10 strength, but lost 10 MDef. That additional 15 luck means they're going to be running even better.
Yeah, Thief is for sure like a lock once you see those bonuses. And then Black Mage was out right away because their malice was a -4 MP, which is pretty much half of your magic points for the Black Mage.
Oh, you hate to see that blur or that curse. The White Mages, they got a plus Vorpal, plus Back Belt Vitality, so the White Mage is going to be thick. They lost 10 agility, but really, agility doesn't do much for a White Mage.
I do like the White Mages for these flags, though, with the harm. Damages anyone. I think White Mages got a really good buff for these flags.
They really have. I love that flag, personally. And the Red Mages got +5 luck, defense sword, -10% hit. I think at this point, the Red Mages are mostly along because they're Black Mages without the -4 max MP curse.
Yeah, you always need somebody to cast tempers and fasts and hopefully be able to throw out a nuke if you can get it low enough.
Yep. Alright, and our runners are off. Or will be off very shortly here. At least Luffy's off. Rojo may have been a little bit slow on that. Alright, we've got Exit and Wall at level 1. It's convenient to see. And Temper and Fire 2 at level 1 Black. So, spells, not so grand. I mean, at least you can get out of the place, but damage, only Fire 2?
I personally don't mind Fire 2 at the first level, because it's enough to get you through Garland and through Marsh Cave. But with that Temper, you don't want to have to spend a ton of like Fire 3s or Ice 3s when you get to the Temple of Fiends. Yeah.
Alright, Rojo's stopping in, checking out some weapons, finding not much viable there. Getting some chain armor for that Red Mage, though. Whereas Luffy is just like, nah, I'm not buying anything, I'm just going to the Temple of Fiends. Now, there are 2 loose in this flag set as well, so people are going to have to be checking some extra chests.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting what they did with the loose this year, because the loose aren't in an incentivized dungeon. So if you know where the chest is going to be, then it's in that one location. But if it's loose, then you know, like, it's going to be in Volcano, Sea Shrine, could be in the waterfall, and there's a couple of other like just regular locations. But you know that it's not going to be in with any of the other incentives.
Yeah, it means you won't have to open up a whole bunch of chests in Earth Cave, though you might have to open up all the chests in, in Sea Shrine. Or Volcano.
Yeah, and it's always fun to watch how people approach Volcano and Sea Shrine, if they want to do them early or late based on, what they're looking for with their loose chests.
Alright, and it looks like Rojo ran into some zombies that had both glare and fire too. So, yeah, he got wiped out before he even could get to Garland.
Yeah, that's where you really appreciate having at least one tent right off the bat.
Yep, and it's very, very good they actually put that in there. And it looks like the king gave us the oatmeal for Luffy, which is, the ribbon, or not ribbon, ruby, our other R thing. And the princess gave us, excuse me, the herb for the prince. And vendor item, crystal for sale in Corneria. That's kind of a good one to find. And yes, to answer Math Girl's question, the 2 loose can be in the same dungeon. So if you find 1 loose in a dungeon, unless you've already found the 2nd loose, you probably shouldn't stop looting it.
Yeah, I think it's like a 12% chance or a 10% chance of either Sea Shrine or Volcano having both loose.
Yeah, numbers are things. I don't know those. Alright, and Luffy making sure he picked up some cabins using some of the extra cash he picked up in Temple of Fiends, and is gonna go drop off the crystal, but also did drop a cabin down at the crossroads so that if it turns out to be a womp, he can reset right back out of it and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I like that, because you can save a good 2 minutes, especially with, looked like there was an unrunnable encounter in there.
Ugh. Alright, so you get the bottle from Matoya. Not exactly the best thing, but let's check and see what she has in her closet. Fire 2 shirt and 6k. That's something you're walking out this early, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's a little bit of spending money, gets you your spells for level 2 and probably level 3 right away.
Yeah, and that Fire 2 shirt, hey, it's, free Fire 2 casts.
Yeah, it makes your thief for your black belt a lot stronger in the beginning of the game, and Rojo looks like he's still fighting those zombies.
Yeah, he's trying to get the cash out of Toph, because he needs to buy stuff, and he saw that crystal, and those zombies in Toph are just being rude. Alright, smartly enough, he did just save, had another cabin, or had another tent, exited out, and now he's just going to punch his way through Garland again. Meanwhile, Luffy has pulled into Corneria. Let's see what the spells look like here. Or Provoca. God.
Fire 3, Lock 2, I like those at level 2.
Yeah, convenient to see the Lock 2 at level 2. It's always a good one to have that at low level. Heal 3 and Invisible 2 at level 2 as well.
You've got pretty much everything you want in a white mage, other than Fade or like a Harm 4 or Harm 3 at the first 2 levels already.
Yeah, though I do have to say, it is a little bit interesting that Luffy opted to take the Heal 3 on the Red Mage as opposed to the extra Invis 2.
Yeah.
I personally am a fan of being able to get the Invis stacks just stacked up ASAP. But looks like Luffy's going for the saving heal pot strat.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I always forget about the heal spells, and then, but Invis 2 is a go-to.
Yeah, oh yeah. The heal spells, they are the great potion saver in Toph. Right, and it looks like we got a bell from a pirate.
Ooh, cheap cabins tonight. 45 for a cabin is pretty nice.
Jeez, yeah, especially since heal pots are 33 themselves.
Yeah, you can just load up on cabins, and on the overworld, just use a cabin instead of a heal pot.
Yep.
Or 3.
Alright, looks like Rojo has finally gotten away from Toph and is making his way up to Matoya to get that stuff turned in. He is had a little bit of a setback because those zombies wiped him out, and he just was not able to get the cash out of Topher. Or, well, Toph, not Topher yet.
Yeah, he's maybe a minute and a half behind, which easily can be caught up, especially if Luffy hits something nasty up ahead here.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably closer to 2 minutes behind because he's got to walk over to Provoca, kill the pirates, get his shopping done, and then get on back over towards the dwarves. And
yeah, that's true. I wasn't thinking of all the backtracking, and especially with It'll be interesting to see if Luffy decides to go to the Marsh Cave right away or turn that herb in.
I'm thinking he's probably going to turn the herb in and check spells first. He's got a bit of spending cash, so he can at least check level 3 spells. Oh yeah, and the death of the White Mage cements him going down to Elfland first, I'm thinking.
Yep, yeah, I would agree with you. That instantly makes the decision for you.
Yeah, anytime the White Mage starts looking at dirt and you actually have useful spells on him, like, say, that level 1 exit, yeah, you're going to want him. And Luffy making use of those cheap cabins to try and avoid encounters on the overworld by, well, manipulating the encounter table. Looks like Rojo's probably going to be doing that same thing there. Alright, so we slap the prince with some herbs to wake him up, and he goes, huh? Oh, I've got this big heavy rock. Why don't you have it?
Fast level 3.
Fast, Saber, and Bane. Now, the fast... well, that's definitely a pickup. If Luffy promotes, which given that he's got a black belt, I doubt he will. But if he does, then that fast and Saber would be a boon for the ninja.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Harm 3 at level 3, that is definitely a good thing for the White Mage. Means the White Mage actually has more of a reason to stay alive than the healing pots. Looks like Rojo's picking up a couple of weapons for people to swing, just in case.
Saber plus 4 is a pretty solid weapon, too.
I've seen worse. Now, the biggest issue that I see with that is just the additional time that he's taking, which, I mean, overall it's not going to be a huge thing, but given our view and knowing that Luffy is speeding through, not picking those things up, not doing anything like that, and is making pretty good progress still, it does kind of make it a little worrisome to me.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I guess it's the comfort of knowing that you at least have something to swing instead of punching.
Yeah.
You still do probably need at least 3 or 4 levels before that cleave can really do any sort of, like, damage that'll help you.
Yeah. Luffy being a horrible person and leaving the Hooray Dwarf alive to suffer in his one-word agony, and we have lazy dwarves.
No, that is the best way to treat the Hooray Dwarf. You always need to keep him around.
No. The Hooray Dwarf, if you like the Hooray Dwarf, you must save him. You must free him from his one-word hell and set him free. Release him. Anywho, finding out that we got a canoe from that adamant to TNT, so that's actually a pretty good find, especially this early on. It doesn't immediately direct you over towards Ice Cave, but it at least opens that up.
Yeah, because at this point they would need ship and canal in order to get out of the inner sea. Or if you just get floater right in Marsh Cave, then you can go just about anywhere.
Yeah, I'm kind of personally hoping for a floater in Sky, but that's because I'm not a good person.
I would be okay with that as well.
And it looks like Luffy is picking up some of the greed checks along the way here. I don't disagree with this because he still does need some cash to get some additional money, or to get some additional spells.
Yeah, I like that check. I know it's not... almost no one goes to the top side of Marsh these days because you only have to get to the incentive location.
Yeah, Marsh Top is a trap. Always a trap. Even if there's anything decent there, it's a trap. Ooh, alright, well, Luffy's got his cash.
Yeah, no longer worrying about that one, so that's nice to know.
The only thing I could think that he would be opening any other chests for would be maybe hoping for a ribbon.
Yeah, that's true. That would be... so maybe he goes and does the one after the incentive chest down here. But I don't think you go to the top right of Marsh Cave.
Yeah, no. Going for Marsh 1 is... it's just slow. Alright, and we see a fire on the spike tile. That's not a bad thing. And there is the ship. Alright, so that is actually going to play in Rojo's favor because he did take the dive down to Marsh Cave before going to Elfland. So he's going to be able to make that trek back to the dwarves a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I like that. I like that play from Rojo. Luffy definitely didn't have the option with the white mage being dead.
Yeah.
And he's also not going to check that top right chest, which could have hurt you if it was Mass Mune or a ribbon, but it ended up being, I think, a heal pot, so he's perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, it was vestigial at best. Alright, looks like they're actually staying kind of close in the trip out of Marsh Cave. Though Luffy did make that trip back a little bit easier because he was save scumming his way through the encounter table. I don't hate it. It's something that, if you got cheap save items, that why not do it? Especially when you have encounters that come so rapid.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially, right around Elfland. At this point, they don't need to take those encounters, so why even do it?
I'm wondering why Rojo decided to go save before turning in the herb. I mean, it's... well.
Could be because of Astos being unleashed.
Oh yeah, that actually does make sense. I hadn't been thinking about that.
No, I was wondering the same thing, but that's the biggest reason that I can think of.
Yeah, no, and that actually does make it make sense. So yeah, the Saber and the Fast being at level 3 is going to be a much bigger thing for Rojo, because once he promotes, that's, ninja learnable spells.
Rojo's picking up Bane as well, probably looking towards having at least something if he needs help with Tiamat or a Kraken.
Yeah, one of those fiends who doesn't resist the poison element. And because he dove Marsh Cave first, he was able to, get his spells on the first try, so he didn't have to come back. Ooh, level 6 Life 2 and level 6 Fade.
Wow.
At least that Life 2 is in a Red Wizard learnable slot. Oh, hey, and Quake at level 4 too. I actually did not notice that. Alright, we get the crown out of the sages. Once again, just sending you all around the world on a fetch quest.
That's when you're happy to have the canoe already, because you can at least stop at one of the rivers near the Northwest Castle and not have to walk quite as far.
Yep. Yeah, when Rojo goes to turn in the Adamant to TNT to Canoe, he is going to have to park at the Dwarven Dock, which it's not that far off of the Dwarf Cave, but it's not as close as the river docks are. And Luffy forgetting that he parked his ship at the upper river system and walking over to Northwest Castle. What a curious move.
Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but it's not like going to lose a ton of time.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing the saves coming as much as he had been previously. Though he is making use of at least the free tiles going in and out of the river system.
Luffy also didn't save going into the Northwest Castle.
Alright, and there's the canal from Astos, who is actually just a kindly old king tonight.
And that's where it hurts to have forgotten your ship back at the other side of the world.
Yep. And I haven't noticed Luffy's level. Oh, Blaze Arachnids!
That's mean.
Oh, and it looks like Luffy just saved at the intersection, so he's probably going to go hit up Ice Cave before going to get the canal, which I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's a somewhat high-risk play, but for this one, it was a pretty decent reward when you find out that it's just canal and you still have Ice Cave to check to get another incentive.
Yep, and to answer the question as to who rolled this seed, this one was actually rolled by our restreamer, Math Girl. She wanted to test out her luck to see if she would roll trash fires here as well.
Yeah, and Blaze Arachnids is one of the worst enemies that I can think of, because you see them in Earth Cave on several floors, and you see them quite a bit.
Yeah, I think about one of the only things that could be worse would be, like, nuke Arsahags, because you run into those in Topher on the 3rd floor, or not on 3rd floor, but on, C floor.
Yeah. Slightly better than it used to be when the Arsahag Wiz-Sahag pack was always unrunnable. Yeah, those were the fun days.
Yeah, that was before my time, at least with respect to the randomizer. Not with respect to the vanilla game.
That's when you did not touch Seashine unless you had lightning through your nuke.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about Temple of Fiends is the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, Rojo getting his crown, probably going to go bouncing right back on over to Astos, get that turned in. And I'm not sure if he's going to take the Ice Cave dive yet, or if he's going to just fly free and do the early ordeals check. He's also doing the save at the intersection there. It's a popular move between them. But Rojo also remembering boat here. Take boat. Alright, Rojo getting his canal, exiting out, gonna drop the cabin, because they're cheap, why not? And looks like he is heading for the outer seas, Sea of Volcano, and I don't want to deal with you, Ice Cave. Thinking he's probably going to go turn in his nachos to the Titan and go check and see what Sard is having.
Yeah, that's a good bet. Plus there's 4 loose chests that he can check in there. That's a nice quick check.
Ooh, level 5 Cure 4. I am not sure if that's a slot that's going to be... Oh my. I just noticed on Luffy's screen that he found an eye in Ice Cave. So, I think he's probably going to be killing the rest of his party off real quick, like.
Yeah, looks like he's setting up for it. I think I would almost keep maybe the White Mage alive as well, so that you can exit out at the end, because that's a pretty early eye that you're going to have to walk through.
It really is, and he doesn't have any warp charges yet on his Red Mage, so yeah, he can't even get the incentive chest right now. I'm wondering if he's just going to get a few levels and then maybe nope on out, or if he's just going to, keep punching his way on through. Alright, and in Titan's Tunnel, we find a whole bunch of nothing good.
Opal Helmet is a little bit of money, but at this point, he probably has enough money to make it through most of the seed already.
Yeah. And at least he saved as soon as he stepped out, because wolves everywhere. I'm cold, and there are wolves after me. Alright. Time to see what Old Man Zarda has. Saber Bonk. Yay? I mean, it's useful to have, but it's one of the quote-unquote womps still.
Yeah, if that was a floater, then you would have all of a sudden seen Rojo having made up any differential that there was there.
Yeah, but, getting the power bonk, I mean, it's a useful thing to have, especially when you're using a thief melee carry. But, still a little bit hurts to see it this early. Looks like Rojo's probably going to head on down, check out the Hall of Giants, see what's in there. Maybe check the quote-unquote normal spike tile in Earth.
Yeah, I kind of like this play. You're there already, so you might as well go and try to get a couple of levels for your party, because you're relying on some magic and you need a couple more casts on that, Fire 3 and the harm 3s.
Yeah. No, I tend to do about the same thing, where I check the Hall of Giants, see if there's anything that's a viable grind, and maybe pick up a few levels early. That being said, I don't generally do that grind at these flags. I'm a little under-practiced. Need to pick up my base a bit more.
I'm in the same boat as you, so
Yeah.
I fully understand.
Yeah, I spent most of the last month, doing the Final Fantasy Time Spinner Archipelago tournament, and my spring tournament practices suffered because of that. Like, Earths in Earth Cave? What the devil is this?
Yeah, we've got Eyes in Ice Cave and Earths in Earth Cave. I don't know what's going on tonight. Is this even randomized?
This just don't feel right. Except for the blaze spiders. That feels great. Yeah, and I don't blame Rojo for going, alright, nothing really good there, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think there's any elemental that's really worth taking the fight for unless you have to.
Unless you're like level 2 and find some weak stuff, then I can see taking some elementals, but if you're above like level 7, I wouldn't even bother with them. Alright, and it looks like the punch cannon is at 4 hits, 45 damage, not doing a huge amount, but gonna be getting up there real quick like here.
Yeah, 5,000 experience per fight is pretty good.
Though, we don't know what's going to be on the spike tile down below. We don't know what's going to be on the main spike tile. This is a risky play from Luffy.
Yeah, because I think there could be even just zombies, which we saw were pretty nasty earlier, but you don't typically think of as being that hard.
Yeah, a 9-pack of zombies. I mean, actually, I don't think they morale break, so they could just start hitting with fire too and glancing at them, and even at level 42, there's still a chance you can get glanced. It's a small chance, but it can happen. Oh my, Eye has less than 200 hit points. Yep. Yeah, we're going to be seeing Luffy here for probably another 5 to 6 minutes or so, just grinding that Eye. In the meantime, we got Rojo going over to Ordeals, hoping to get something decent out of here.
Yeah, and this is really going to be the big divergence in these between the two runners, is Luffy getting his levels early and Rojo getting a good lead on exploration.
Yeah. Alright, Spiked Island here, Sphinx, take it because it's there, but it's, a single Sphinx is not the greatest. Oh, and Luffy running into an off-tile encounter with a couple of Frosties, who are hitting for 50 damage or so each turn. He's not dropped them yet. This could be dangerous. If he doesn't kill him, and never mind, there goes the grind he was working on. That's the perils of doing an early solo grind.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, that lost Luffy core about 10 minutes or so. Oof. And Rojo just taking some random fights as they come along the way, because why not? They're there. Some of them aren't exactly the best XP, though. It's a little bit slower.
I like, early on like this, I like the trial, or the
Castle Ordeals.
Yeah, that one. I love the enemies here because they're decent. They're good enough.
Yeah, I'd be happy to see Medusas. The sorcerers, though, I just don't like dealing with them. Once again, too many negative connotations from when I was a wee lad.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they're a little bit stronger than I'd like. Anything under 100 would be fine by me, but they're, a little bit over 100 HP, so it can take a couple rounds.
Yeah, though he's getting use out of those swords, so... Bully! Alright.
Plus Rojo picked up a flame armor, which is -1, which is one of the better armors that your thief will be able to wear after he gets his tail, which he just picked up.
Tail in Ordeals? Man, is this even randomized? Alright, so this is narrowing down the place where the loose items could be still. So he hasn't picked up the Oxyale yet, because we don't know where that's at. So looks like Rojo's going to go hit up the waterfall, hit up the cube bot, see if those 6 chests happen to pay out something, or if the robot happens to give him something good.
Yeah, and waterfall is one of the odd locations. I think it's the only one that's an incentivized location, but it's not a dungeon, so it can have loose items in by where the robot is, because you talk to the robot to get your item, and then there's chests that are there.
Yeah, the 6 chests, similar to the 6 chests in the Corneria closet, and the 4 chests in the Elf closet, and the 3 chests in Astos' closet, they don't count as being in a quote-unquote dungeon for it. And because the robot is the incentive thing in Waterfall, that's an NPC, so it does not count as being an incentivized dungeon.
Luffy is taking the eye grind again. We'll see if he does the 2-man grind this time.
Given that he's got the red mage just going, look at my armor, I don't think he's going to. Ooh, Agamatile. Of course, they only have fire magic, but you know. Agamas having less than 300 hit points, that's not too bad.
Thief swinging for 148 isn't too bad for being a thief.
Alright, Oxyale from the robot. I can get behind that. That means that you don't have to do a double dip of the Onrek continent, which, good, because I hate coming to the Onrek continent. And a Temper Axe! Something for the white mage to do. And yes, before Luffy got eaten alive by those dragons, he was waving the Fire 2 shirt at them, but wasn't doing it well enough.
Yeah, I think he had about 4 or 5 rounds with 60 to 70 HP hits from the Fire 2, so they're definitely a little bit beefy.
Yeah, those blue Ds are thick. Now, the problem with getting the Oxyale is that, congratulations, C is open to you. C is open to you. There are 33 chests in Sea Shrine, and yeah, 13 of them you can get on the top floor and on the way down to Kraken. The rest of them are all going to be on the other side, the mermaid side.
And all of them but one are available to Rojo right now because he doesn't have the key yet, so he can't check the TFC chest.
Yep, cannot check that friendly chest.
If I were Rojo, I would be going towards the mermaids at this point.
Ooh, boy. Unrunnable seafood party platter. Quake's not gonna... Well... Quake actually did some work for him and saved him from one of those trolls.
It is not an unrunnable I want to see, though.
Yeah, no. Never want to see that as unrunnable. Never want to see anything with lobsters as unrunnable. And then we have the secondary formation of the seafood party platter, which actually is runnable. Curiouser and curiouser. And it looks like Rojo is going for the higher chests first. Don't blame him for this. I personally tend to go Kraken side first, just because then you get the easy warp out, but with level 1 exit, I don't hate this. Oh, Harm 3 helmet, that's something for that white mage to keep swinging at people, and that Fire 2 shirt can go to someone else.
Yep, and that saves a lot of spell charges, which the Harm 3 for that only works for the white mage as well. I've tested that out.
Yep. Yeah, I do have a great fondness for white mage Harm all.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best flag, in my mind, the best flag change, because it makes the white mage a lot more viable in a lot of people's mind.
Yeah, oh, Gersharks with Fire 3, though. That takes them off the table. And to answer Serena's question in chat, no Brack. They do have Bane. I believe Bane was at level 2 or level 3. No, it was level...
No, level 3. It was an elf.
Yeah, level 3. So, I mean, he could try Baning Kraken. It's a risky play, but he could try it.
Pro Cape is nice.
Yeah, that's good shield for either of the mages or that thief. Hey, heal 2 shirt. Convenient. And I think Rojo picked up Bane. I don't think Luffy picked it up, though.
Yeah, I think that's right. I definitely saw Rojo get it, but I think Luffy skipped over.
Yeah. Alright, and we've got, well, a house in a box and some money. Nothing too much so far from the mermaids. Well, that heal 2 shirt, that's decent. Ooh, a Zap Hammer. Quake Bong, Flame +3 sword. That's a good one to find. That is very easily possible to be an endgame weapon.
Yeah, with that thief, you could definitely use that till the end of the game. So that's a good find, and I don't know. It's always nice to find a kick hammer.
Yeah. Also, Rojo, shame on you. You didn't even carbonate bubbles. Oh, but I did not notice that his thief got turned into a pile of nothing. And I did not see what was in that chest, but yeah. Doesn't seem to be anything important because it was an incentive item. Oh boy, ghosts. Ghosts bad.
Ghosts always seem like a good idea until they start hitting you.
No, ghosts are never a good idea. Ghosts, not even once. They hit too hard. Like, they are one of the enemies with some of the strongest, or highest strength in the game. Oh god.
Yeah, if you look at the experience per enemy, they're always towards the top, but they're also one of the most deadly.
Yep. Alright, and it looks like he's given that flame sword to the red mage for now, which, given the red mage can actually swing it, I don't hate it. Alright, Luffy is getting the grind on, getting pretty far along there, is getting his 6 hits in, so he's at least above 32 now. Nope. Sorry, 22. I forgot the 6 is the 20s. I don't play black belts that much. I personally find them to be a little bit blasé, because, I mean, if you find the grind, they'll work out great, but I just don't... They take away some of the challenge for me. I don't like seeing them, I don't like using them, because it just turns Topher into, okay, go punch. And,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's not my flavor.
I typically use them if I feel like I'm going to be behind the other runner, and I want something that I can just level up and go and not have to worry about the end game.
Yeah. Now, if there are very specific chests that you know are going to be, like, if there are no loose, I can also see the viability of a black belt. But with loose items, you're gonna be opening chests anyways. So, that's just, it's a thing you're gonna have to do. So if you take a black belt, then great, you're gonna have to open chests, and you're gonna have to get a grind on. And we still don't know what's on the other spike tiles. And Luffy is going to be taking this to 42. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Once you set you start a grind, you finish your grind.
Yeah, especially after the last time.
Yeah, you don't want to never leave a grind unfinished. And Dangwoo hoping he'll take it to level 50. I don't think the scaling's anywhere near that bad enough to require 50. 42, though, I easily can see him hitting that.
Yeah, 42. Maybe a little bit lower, like Reese just said. 39 is pretty good, because you're going to have... You see Shrine ahead, you have Sky Castle, so you're going to get some levels as you go, too.
Yeah, but at 42, you've at least got the, a whole lot closer, and that way, you don't have to worry about fighting anything else except for the fiends, because things will run from you. Also, though, as I'm now realizing, Forced Warmac. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that could be where Black Belt was a really good choice.
Not sure of the levels right now, but I think he's probably at least upper 30s now. 38, okay. Still haven't seen any of the loose incentive items. Which is, you know, all signs point towards a volcano. Ooh, ribbon. That's a tasty find, though. Ah, the ribbon. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, -9. It's still the best armor in the game.
Yeah, and Rojo's got a pretty decent setup for his ninja. He's got ice armor and flame armor, and then flame shield as well.
Yeah, so he has the base elements covered there, except for lightning. Alright. It looks like he's going to be making that Kraken attack. He does have the Invis 1, or the Invis 2, so he'll be able to get some of 8 stacks up as long as Kraken 1 doesn't do Kraken 2 things and go, oh look, a white mage, I'ma crush it! Ooh, and Waters with slow. That is definitely an annoyance. On the plus side, though, the lobsters don't seem to have anything more than hit you hard, which, you know, yay?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from lobsters, so if they roll anything bad, it's just even worse of a day, but...
Alright, and there's 42, and Luffy is on his way out. Looks like we had some Wizzahags and birds down at the first spike tile, so that's a safe spot. Ooh. Oh wait, no, that was an invisible stick +4. Yeah, well, it's still something to stack some evasion.
Is that might be one of the loose items, actually, too.
Nah, the ruse, it would be a ruse stick, it wouldn't be an invis stick.
Okay. I always get confused on those.
Yeah. Okay, well, Kraken 1 did Kraken 2 things and deleted the white mage. And there go the main strats. Poison Smoke terminated! Hot damn! Alright, 39 minutes in, and we have our first orb lit, the Water Orb lit by Rojo. Immediately saving before he even walks back into town, because you don't want to lose that.
And Luffy picks up the rod in Ice Cave, so Ice Cave is going to be required.
Yeah, well, that means that he'll be able to just head on over to the Melmond continent, head on into Ice Cave, or not Ice Cave, to Earth Cave, and pick up the incentive item there. Luffy still hasn't done ordeals, and I'm not sure if he will do it or not. He doesn't know that it's just the tail, but I know Luffy often doesn't like doing ordeals. Or at least I seem to recall him saying that. I could be horribly, horribly wrong on that. I would not trust my memory on it.
Danglu is offering to coach crab cakes, and I would appreciate if she would just follow all of your advice throughout the tournament, Danglu, because it might make her slightly more beatable, although I still wouldn't want to race against you either, so really, I don't know if that helped at all.
Okay, and according to Dark Moon in chat, Luffy is the always bet on ordeals guy, so I remembered horribly, horribly incorrectly. I'd say I'm shocked, but I'd be lying. Alright, and we're seeing Rojo gonna go in there. He's got the warp, but he's probably just gonna grab the incentive item and get on out of there. He's not gonna be spending the time grinding on eyes. But on the converse side, he's still gonna have to get some levels. Now the other thing is for Luffy, even if he does get the tail out of ordeals, he will not actually have the disincentive on promotion because he's already at level 42 with his black belt. And Luffy has no need for money ever anymore, not in this seed.
Yeah, that is one of the beauties of the eye grind.
Now, is Luffy gonna remember that he reset out after killing Astos? Looks like he is. And as expected, Rojo grabbing the incentive item and then just noping right on out of there.
That still, to me, is one of the most amazing things that you never thought of until the randomizer was out, because you couldn't have warp until after Ice Cave, but it makes it so easy to pick up those chests.
Yup, it's so beautiful to just be able to go in there, get it, nope right out. Alright, looks like Luffy's heading on over to do the Titan's side first. Rojo has picked up his his rod out of Ice Cave and is heading right on over to Earth. I don't know. I mean, if I were in Luffy's position right now, I personally would have gone down to Crescent Lake, res my party, go on into Volcano, looted the place out, and then just killed Carry whilst I was there. I mean, honestly, even if I were Rojo, that's what I would have done, because you were in the area next to Earth Cave, or next to Volcano. Why not go in there?
Yeah, you've gotta find some loose at some point. So, especially with Rojo having done Sea Shrine and knowing that there was nothing in there.
Yeah, and that is definitely trending towards either loose in Keylocked or loose in Volcano. Alright, Luffy about to get his big old box of nothing out of the Titan's closet. Rojo just running right on down to kill Lich right now, and to loot out the 8 chests on Earth 4. Because the incentive item is behind the locking, or behind gating.
Yeah, which I think is a really interesting move on the people who created the flags, because it makes Earth a little bit more of a gamble with it being somewhere on that 4th floor.
Yeah, it also means that, hey, you don't have to loot anything on the other way, or on the top side, but you also won't run into a rod in Earth situation, at least.
Yeah, that's true, and that makes life a whole lot easier.
Very much so, because this way you can know I don't have to double dip Earth. I can avoid it entirely until I have the rod.
Cyrenus is calling for Floater in Sky, which would would hurt Rojo a whole lot more than Luffy, because Rojo's gonna want to be able to turn in his tail.
I'm thinking that it would be good to see Floater in Sky. You get the slab from the bottle, and the slab turns into loot. With the key loose in, I'm thinking key loose in Cardia Island's Grassy. Ooh, Reese, oh, wonderful. A loose key in Volcano, Floater in TFC.
That's mean.
It's beautiful. So, one can hope.
And they're pretty much holding hands right now. Rojo just getting through Vampire, and Luffy also through Vampire.
Yeah, Luffy pulverizing the Vampire, just turning it into absolutely nothing. Alright, and Pittance of the Earth Cave Armory says nothing so far, and there we have the key! Rojo making use of warp, because why walk when you can teleport back?
I like that play. Could still be a floater loose in the TFC chest, which would be probably the last one that Rojo will check.
Oh, Rojo, don't forget the other 3 chests. It could still be in there.
Are those ones available to be loose items?
Yep. Oh, wait, never mind. I forgot. Behind gating versus non-incentivized. Ignore my babbling on that. And that's just my brain going, nope, you don't get to be wordy things.
No, that's okay. I almost panicked because I was like, wait, there were a couple seeds where I didn't think I found some things, and that could have been why.
Nope, that was me just suffering from a little bit of cranial rectal inversion. Now, Rojo is making very good use of that Harm 3 helm. It's just saving those spell charges means he actually has, useful spells he can cast from that level. Though, as I'm looking at the spells at level 3, Harm 3 was really the only useful spell at level 3 white, so never mind.
Always love to see Lich start with ink.
Yep. Now, the real fun strats here would be using that Zap Hammer. Because Lich, whilst he's not particularly weak to Zap, you can still hit him with it, and it's great fun.
Yeah, or another one would be the Cake Gauntlet. That would be a favorite for some.
Yeah. Why not both? Alright, and we got Rojo getting his second Orblit at the 48-minute mark, or 48:15, and Luffy getting his first Orblit at 48:20. Alright, so let's see here. Rojo has the keys. He's gonna go loot the Dwarven Closet, which I don't hate it. It's a good amount of checks right here.
Yeah, you're right there, and you know that you're looking for some loose, so you might as well.
Oh, hey, gold Cheerios +1 for 14k. That's not bad. Ooh, Opal Cheerio there, though. Alright, well, Opal Cheerio, good to see, but that's about it. And yeah, whilst we don't have an estimate for this, these seeds, like, 60 to 80 minutes is a good estimate. A really bad one would be an hour 40. Beyond that, though, you're not going to run into a whole lot you're not going to run into seeds that go much longer than that.
Yeah, and I'd say that they're both on pace to be in that 60 to 80 minutes. With the 42 black belt, Luffy should be able to run through quite a bit of the rest of the game.
Yeah, the rest of the dungeons here are going to be just absolutely nothing for Luffy. It's just going to be finding the loose items that's going to be the problem. Alright, Astos' Closet has a whole bunch of nothing. Good time to have reset out of that, because, ugh, that's a waste. Thankfully enough for both our runners, though, Marsh Locked does count as being in Marsh, so it won't be hiding down in Marsh Locked.
Yeah, that was always an annoying check to have to do.
Yeah, Marsh Locked chests, they're just never fun. Another Temper Axe there, and other than that, nothing else of value.
Roger slides right through and ends up walking out of the castle on accident.
Yeah, I've done that. Hey, Masa -2. -2, still a Masa.
Yeah, that's pretty much in the range where if you can get a katana +4 or 5, it's going to be better, but that's about the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Even a katana +2, it would still have the higher crit rate, and it would still, be pretty solid. Alright, now does Luffy do the play of going to Waterfall, or does he go for Volcano? Because if he goes for Volcano, he's probably going to find one or two of the loose items, and he is off towards Ordeals.
I like it from his perspective of what he's seen, because there's waterfall down there, there's ordeals, there's going to be Sea Shrine, we know, because he'll get the Oxyel if he goes to waterfall. And so there's a lot of chests, there's 2 incentives down in that area, but Rojo is, at this point, it points towards Volcano having loose items.
Yeah, very much so.
I think it's really the 2 chests, the TFC, and then the upper left for that floor.
Oh my god. Sorry, just another ribbon showing up right here.
Yeah, that's really, you can get to the end game, especially with 2 ribbons, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, 2 ribbons and an early level wall. Ooh, EXPs have Blizzard. That's not so good to find.
Math Girl asking what the plus and minuses do. It isn't a percentage. It's a specific number, and I forget what they exactly are, but it's so that's that number multiplied by, in these seeds, 1 through 5.
And a 3rd ribbon out of Volcano. Or the second ribbon out of Volcano, but 3 ribbons in Volcano. Wow. Right, well...
Volcano was definitely the place to go.
Yeah. Luffy about to get his tail and go, crap. Just resets right on out. Does not care.
Didn't even want to waste the time to exit and walk out for the little bit of extra XP for the rest of the part.
And it looks like Luffy is on his way to Volcano right now. Gonna be taking the river dock, which, yeah, I don't hate. That's a good, easy way to get to Volcano. Now, Rojo did skip the bad hairpins, i.e. the right side hairpins, so if the loose are in there, that's going to be a bad sign. Alright, there's the cube, so that's 1.
And that does open up Sky Castle as well.
Yep, sky, sky, sky. Popping out, dropping a house. Didn't want to say or lose that. I don't hate that play. Luffy picking up his first ribbon. And Rojo's stomping his way on down to check the Agama floor. We got 18 chests on the first floor of Volcano. Well, technically the second floor of Volcano. And then we got, I'm trying to remember how many more. 14 chests on the bottom, or on the Agama floor, and then 1 chest on the very bottom floor, on Gary's floor. Oh, only a cloth minus, or a cloth plus 4 out of the bad hairpin chest. Kinda hate to see that. And Luffy is about to pull out his second ribbon now. Probably gonna be going, why didn't I check here earlier? Yeah, Sunsword plus 3. Once again, that's something for the Red Mage to swing right now. And it looks like just some wizards on that spike tile. That's nothing to see. Oh, and the loot! So that is all the loose items.
Both of them in Volcano. So Volcano early would have been a big lead for either runner.
Yeah, and Rojo does actually have the cube and the chime, so he's pretty much actually in go mode because he picked up his loot. That means that the bottle is going to turn into... excuse me. The bottle is probably actually going to turn into the slab, which is then going to turn into the ruse stick.
Yeah. Yep, so, yeah, you're right, because the floater would have to be in sky.
Yep.
I love a floaterless seed.
Yeah, it's something that's actually might work out in Rojo's favor at this point. As long as he can get through that Warmech, because he's got everything he needs to go, go, go.
Yeah, and as long as, I mean, that's where Massmian really comes in big. Because if you're not promoting, you can't use Katana, and your Thief can't use as much armor as he would as a ninja.
Yep, which, you know, Rojo's got that Opal Cheerio, which that'll be a boon for him. He's got that Masa, and I don't remember if Luffy picked up that Opal Cheerio or not.
I think he did.
Okay. But yeah, Luffy's about to pull out his loot equivalent, which for Rojo's side was a pan flute, and looks like a pan flute for Luffy as well, because of multi-instrumentalist Sarah. Yeah, it looks like Rojo is on his way to Sky Palace to light up his final orb, because he's just killed Carrie, got that fire orb lit. Now, he is, unless Warmech rolls kindly, he's gonna have some issues with getting through it. Luffy still gonna have to go through do Sea Shrine, but he's not gonna have to open up a single chest. He's just gonna be full-on go as well.
Yeah, and it's a lot to think about when you're racing, but if they're looking at their incentives and seeing what's still out there, they don't have to open up, they don't have to get that floater if they realize it already.
Oh, yeah, I just realized that Luffy has not hit up the robot yet, so he hasn't got the Oxy Ale.
Oh, yeah?
Now it's gonna be a, does he hit up C first, or does he go to, Onrak continent, or does he go to the northwest or northeast continent first? I think the most logical play, honestly, would be to hit up Sky first, because you have the guaranteed incentive. You know exactly where it's at. You can just get it and go. And that will let him know that, alright, ooh, steak, will let him know that either he's going to turn in the bottle and follow that chain to the Roo Stick, which that's what Rojo would really benefit from the most. Or he's going to go, alright, I've got to go hit the robot and hope that that's Oxy Ale.
And Coyote asked why Rojo had only 3 characters, and I would agree with Guardian Marcus. Usually you do that because you feel like you don't need a 4th character, and it spreads your XP out amongst only those 3 instead of amongst 4, so you get more experience from every single fight along the way.
Yeah, it's basically like a 33% experience multiplier for your characters.
And Thief said pretty good. I mean, they had bonus to luck and a bonus to strength, so you knew that your Thief was going to be able to swing a pretty decent sword in this one.
Yeah. And yeah, to answer Pell's question, yes, it does also speed up your fights marginally because you only have 3 characters to input 4 rather than 4. Yep, and as we had expected, Floater in Sky.
Rojo
this will be
feeling pretty comfortable with his Thief and with the party because he's gonna go and take on that required Warmech.
Yep, whereas Luffy's probably going crap right now. Because Floater in Sky is honestly the worst thing that he could have seen. Ugh, man-cat Medusas. Hate these packs. Just absolutely despise man-cats and catmen.
It's almost worse when they're only hitting you for 1 damage, too, because it doesn't even feel like it's worth being an unrunnable at that point.
Yep. Well, Ben, there's another one that's just... Oh, my goodness. I did not see what it was, but something apparently had Nuke in Sky. Oh, it was the wizards that had nuke. Ooh. Ooh, boy. As long as Rojo doesn't run into those, he's gonna be fine. But that is a big ol' if. Okay, it's a good thing to get out of this part of the encounter table before stepping onto the Bridge of Destiny, aka Bridge of Density. Alright, heal up. Before you even step on that bridge, heal them up. Yeah, more nachos. Ooh, unrunnable air, but just a single one.
This is where the Harm 3 shirt comes in really handy, so that you don't have to waste as much magic when you know you're going to have a War Mech.
Yep, that Harm 3 helm putting in work. Unrunnable Gurnaga air.
So many unrunnables in the Sky Castle today.
Yeah, I know, right? Luffy's having problems getting away from this air pack. And he's trying to run again. They are chipping him down, and he did get away from them, luckily. Now he just has to spend the time to shotgun some heal pots. Hi, Warmech. 2 hits, 381. Ooh, boy, you better start punching and hoping that Warmech goes down quick. 9 hits, 1149. Down it goes. Alright, you're safe.
There's level 47, so that, you know, pretty soon won't have to worry about getting experience on that fighter, or on that black phone.
Well, as long as it's alive, it'll still suck XP up. It just won't do anything. But here we see Tia, and there goes... Oh, nope, Tia survived. Wow. Yeah, now Tia's gone.
So Tia has somewhere between 700 and 1800 HP tonight.
Yeah. Alright, Luffy's gonna have to run on back down. Thinking he's probably gonna get the airship in the sky and then go get his party rezzed up. Oh, our Hydras apparently have Trance and Thunder. Thankfully, Rojo has all of the ribbons, so the Thunder's not doing the damage, but Trance, You hate to see the DJ R Hydras. Honestly, hate to see Trance on anything. Though there is at least that one wonderful flag which has been added, which can make Trance into a status element. So a ribbon can actually help with it.
That's where you're happy to have a red mage, especially with a Sun Sword.
Mm-hmm. And this is where it's time to burn those heal 3s and shotgun some potions.
Health could be an issue for Rojo, because anyone is one-hittable by Warmech.
Yep. This is where I would really have invested more in the Invis 2 stuff. Or the Invis 2 casts. Oh, Warmech hits like a kitten, hits that red mage, and only does 331 points of damage, leaving it still alive. And here's Luffy going to turn in the bottle. Alright, 6 hits, I did not see the damage. Zap coming out does nothing, because zap against ribbons. Second Invis 2 stack, and that's all of the Invis 2s that Rojo had. So it's time to just swing and use that Temper Axe. Alright, slab out of the... Whoop, there's a nuke. Oh boy. Oh, that's a wipe. That kind of hurts to see.
Yeah, if you're Rojo, maybe you go get your floater and then promote and find somewhere to get some levels.
I honestly would probably give it at least one more try before doing that, because dipping in to get the floater and then having to dip out to promote, that's gonna be a lot of time to spend. Oh, Luffy getting the slab translated and exiting on out, so I guess he is gonna be making the long walk to Lefane. Because, yeah, he is headed definitely towards the Lefane area rather than to the Onrak continent.
Yeah, which, I mean, it makes sense, because there's nothing worse than going to Waterfall and not finding the Oxyel there when you're relying on it.
Except going to Lefane and finding a ruse staff.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
That being said, yeah, Luffy doesn't know that the robot is holding onto the scuba gear. And honestly, I'm not even sure why Rojo's picking up the floater at this point. It would behoove him to just keep moving, not worry about promoting. Yes, you lose access to the spells on that thief/ninja, but you're not gonna do... I mean, that's going to be a lot of time spent, and you're not going to get a huge amount of benefit out of it, because you're going to have to get levels on the ninja to even get the spell charges.
Now, does Wormek shares a spell list with the Fiends in the Temple of Fiends? Is that correct?
Yes, Wormek shares his spell and skill list with the Temple of Fiends Revisited Fiends. So, Tia 2, Lich 2, etc.
That's the one blessing of seeing Nuke on the Wormek.
Yeah, now, the problem is, though, is that you also... That means that the 4 nuclears from Wormek are shuffled into the Fiends pile. And there is that ruse staff for Luffy, and I think I can hear him going crap, 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 crap.
Yeah, I would imagine the ruse stick is still nice, because if you have to use One Punch Man solo, at least he's got something to be able to evade.
Nah, you don't want to have One Punch Man evading if he's solo. If he's solo, you just keep punching and hope you kill things before it kills him.
I suppose that is true.
Alright, and it looks like he's about to try this Wormek again. Does he get lucky enough to actually survive? Alright, drop those into his 2 stacks like it's nothing. That was the wrong weapon to use, or the wrong item to use there, man. Alright, Zap coming out. That's 1 spell closer to that nuke. Invis 2 landing. Get that first Fade stack out. There's the Saber Bonk coming out. There's the nuke. Low roll on the White Mage. White Mage survives. So does the Ninja. Okay, good. So now is the chance to actually drop some of those heal 3s, or that Cure 4. Cure 4 will work.
Yeah.
Ninja back up. Down goes the White Mage. Swing! 6 hits, 452. Swing and a miss from Wormek. 7 hits, 440. 700, 432. And hey, suddenly Stab's got a whole bunch of XP.
Yeah, there's your levels for your ninja that you needed.
Yeah.
Still a little low on HP, but 3 or 4 more levels and he should be over 400.
Yeah, now he just has to hope to survive the hits from Tia, and this is where that improved agility comes in. 2 hits, 56 damage, not much there. 5 hits, 294. Wrong item. Gotta move that Saber Block to the top.
Yeah, that's where those little things of where you put it in your armor tab can make a big difference.
Alright, 3 hits, 110, 5 hits, 620. There it goes. 5 hits, 349. Down goes Tia 1, and Rojo is in go mode. Or, more appropriately, he's in go res his party and get going mode.
Welcome in Zio with a raid of 37 people as you get to see the soon to be the conclusion of this race, as both of our runners are getting pretty close to that Temple of Fiends Revisited. Rojo can go straight there, and Luffy knows what he's got to do.
Yep, he's got to go punch himself a squid and then get going. And whilst Rojo does have some low HP, he's at this point he's gonna have to make the risky play for it. You haven't seen it done from your opponent yet. You're in go mode. Either Topher is absolutely horrible, or they ran into some problems, and you really got to hope that they ran into some problems. Which, I mean, in this instance, we know both of them did. Now, I don't quite agree with Rojo taking the time to go to Gaia and, potentially be able to pick up a little bit of spells. And this is like, you are in go mode. And you're up against somebody who is a pretty solid player. Just go. That's what I would be doing at this point.
Yeah, it would be maybe get that floater so you can fly to Canaria and then res everybody and pick up heal potions.
I honestly wouldn't have even done that. I would have taken the boat, sailed right on down to Matoya's river dock there, walk on down to Corneria, res my folks, make sure I got heal pots, walk on up to Toph, and just dive.
Yep, and that's why you would have been faster than me, because I wouldn't have thought of that.
Alright, Rojo, don't bother doing anything else, just go to Topher. That's all you gotta do, man. Where you go? Where are you going? This isn't Topher. Oh, maybe he's gonna go pick up that level 6 Fade. Yeah, and the life 2. I know, you already have the life 2, yeah. Yeah, go... Alright, go to Topher. That's all it boils down to now. Now is Topher time.
And it's amazing what nerves can do to you too, especially towards the end of a spring tournament race.
Oh my god, I know. Like, you're getting into Topher, you haven't seen it done yet, you're just watching, holding your breath, hoping you can get through, hoping you don't run into crap like this. Because we know those...
And the only bats that are not deletable because they have 2 different dialogues.
Those stupid, stupid bats. Alright, and at 1:13:10, we've got Rojo diving into Toph for the first time. And we have Luffy heading on his way with that giant angry punch mage. Oh, man, this encounter table. This horrible encounter table.
Yeah, any difference has already been made up. If Rojo hits any sort of trouble, Luffy is in front.
Yeah, wrong eye, wrong eye! Ooh, that was a pack of unrunnable slimes. Yeah. And VTR Xelis, no, the bats have 2 different dialogues. They have their kiki, and then the actual translated dialogue they give after you've lit in the orbs, or you've got the orbs lit up. And Rojo going, gotta remember to move that saber bonk so I don't swing the white shirt at them, or the black shirt at them again. Alright, fast going out on stab, and it actually going off before he swings. What the devil is this? Swings, 9 hits, 763, down goes Lich 2, aka speed bump, because really, it's Lich 2. Luffy running into another unrunnable pack of slimes, but making use of that Fire 2 shirt and finding out that those slimes are real thin.
That will at least get some more HP for the rest of his party.
Yeah. No, honestly, he's not really going to be counting on the rest of his party, methinks. 4-pack of Agamas. That would have been a wonderful thing to find elsewhere. And to answer the question posed by Math Girl in chat, in case of a tie, which would be defined as as the players finishing within 3 seconds of each other, it goes to a retime, where the tournament staff has to go through and basically retime the VODs with the timers they've got on stream versus when they actually start and such, and figure out who finishes. And in case of that being too close, that's where we get into places where I have not seen that happen before, but I think it might necessitate a re-race. Oh, and here is that unrunnable seafood party platter. And too close after a retime is, I believe, still within like 2 or 3 seconds. Zap Hammer pulling out and giving nothing there, unfortunately. But Ice 2 and the Harm 3 actually getting some work done. And down goes that party platter. That is a time loss, which is not a fun thing, given how given how close the runners are. And Luffy either decided to take those Medusas or they were unrunnable. Oh boy, unrunnable Medusas. Well, at least the Medusas are really thin. The seafood pack is not so great.
Yeah, and Luffy may not even see that seafood pack because they're definitely on a different encounter cycle.
Yep, alright, and we got Kraken 2, we've got a Saber Monk going out, we got a Fast coming out, we've got Invis 2 going out, we got a Lit 2 from Kraken though. It's a safe round, basically a free round for him. Alright, swing, temper. When temper goes off, swing, 10 hits, 1064, down goes Kraken 2 in one round. Kraken 2 is made out of paper tonight. Carry 2 coming up on Luffy's side. Carry 2 is going to go down real quick.
That's a big fight for Rojo to get through Kraken 2 that quickly.
9 hits, 1712. Carry 2 turned into a pile of dust. Tia 2 on Rojo's side. We've got the Saber, we've got the Invis 2, we've got the Fast. And this is going to be close. All right, we got swing, 9 hits, 511, still alive. And we have one of those unrunnable party platters on Luffy's side. We got Lit 2 coming out from Tiamat, free round. Temper, swing. Swing went out first, 9 hits, 999 damage. Let's see those 9s. And Rojo is through Tia 2. Shove those healed pots down your mouth and get on down to Chaos Floor. Tossing that invisible character up front. Getting that Bicky Sprite. Alright, we've got Fast coming out, we've got Saber going off, and we have, Invis 2 going out. Fast actually goes off first. Nuclear from Chaos, 248, 296, 212. Everybody's still alive. Alright, heal 3. Heal 3, so 2 heal 3s and that Saber. You know, if it works for him, it works. Let's see how it goes. Chaos swings, hits the Red Mage for not that much. It's only after 1 evasion stack as well. Chaos kind of not hitting so hard right now.
Yeah, I think you give up on Invis 2s now.
Alright, 6 hits, 1008 on that Chaos. Harm 3 coming out and doing some chip damage. Heal 3 coming out. Fast on Chaos. That's kind of a scary thing to see. We've got Temper, we've got Swing, we've got an Invis 2 stack. Fire 3 coming out doing some chip damage because ribbons do ribbon things. 6 hits, 268. Kind of hate to see that. Temper landing, of course, after the nick of time. Invis 2's landing all around. And Luffy pulling into Chaos. Alright, out of heal 3s. This is kind of bad. Cure 3s. Alright, Temper lands. We've got the Fast going off on Luffy's side. Ace 3 coming out from Chaos. 13 hits, 1708 on Luffy's side. 7 hits, 942 for Rojo. Punch comes out again from Luffy. 13 hits, 2004. And eliminated. Get your GGs out in chat for LuffyDV. Finishing up with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 8 seconds. GGs. And we've got Damage Poison coming out from Chaos now. Swing, and we have 9 hits, 1101. Get your GGs out in chat for Rojo. Finishing up with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 23 seconds. Sweet Christmas.
Yeah, that's scary for me. Them being 15 seconds apart with completely different strategies is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Alright, and we are joined in the booth by both our competitors, LuffyDV and Rojo. GG, guys. This is, sweet Christmas.
Spring tournament, am I right?
This was stupid close.
Wow. We were kind of just talking a little bit in the broadcast waiting room right there, and I mean, wow.
Yep.
That was something.
Yeah, for sure. We were just talking about some of our issues that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got bounced out by Warmack, Rojo, and Luffy. Well, you lost like 10 minutes of a grind.
I sure did. The off encounter of those frost dragons. I'm probably should have punched them, because once I set off 3 Fire 2 shirts and I saw they weren't dead, I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is very, very bad.
Yeah, that was actually the first question I was going to ask you, Luffy, is why you didn't punch them.
I saw 2 of them and I'm like, all right, let me just throw out the Fire 2, because, they're usually pretty, light on the HP, and I'll just try to be, think about what I'm doing next instead of thinking what I'm doing now. And that was a mistake.
Rojo, how did you feel in the first 5 minutes of the Temple of Fiends trying to get to Garland?
I felt like this is the worst start I've ever had for any spring tournament seed, even in practice. And this race is over already.
Yeah, so Luffy, just to let you know about this, the zombies, they had both Fire 2 or Fire 3. They had a fire spell, and they also had Glance.
Oh, spectacular. Did you see the nuke mud goals, though? Those were fun.
I did, yeah. Luckily, that was just a couple steps inside Waterfall, though.
Mm-hmm. And the blaze arachnids, and I'm thinking, who rolled this?
I didn't see those, I don't think.
They were there.
Yeah, you avoided the blaze arachnids. Those took Luffy out. I believe you were on your way out of Marsh Cave with the ship.
I was leaving Northwest Castle with the canal, and thinking, oh, this is cool. Now I can just go to the outside sea, and do Volcano Ice Cave from that direction. And then I wiped, and I hadn't saved since the river system, because I'm trying to save any kind of seconds I can anywhere, because Rojo's a good runner, and I don't want to do something stupid. And everything I tried to do thinking it was smart was costing me seconds and minutes, and it felt real bad for a while.
So I also have to ask Luffy, why didn't you take your ship over to Northwest Castle?
Probably should have.
I was just like, did he memory hole that he parked his ship at the river dock there?
I did.
Okay, that's a fair cop.
Yeah, it's the first race. The jitters are there, and like I said, Rojo's a really good runner, and clearly he's been practicing, and just anything you could try to do to try to gain an advantage, and then you don't, and you got to just try to focus and not let it crush your hopes and dreams and everything. When I lost that grind in Ice Cave, I was like, well, this is over, but I can't stop, so I got to keep going, because I'm not going to quit. And I don't know. I got to watch the rest of that back, because if he saw some of the gross that I didn't see, and then I lost my grind, and then we both saw some nasty, it was a heck of a race. I mean, 15 seconds is crazy.
Yeah, it was a really tight race there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that always amazes me about these races, is how you can go completely different ways and, look like you're so far apart. And then in the end, it's just, oh, look, one guy's walking into Topher, and 5 minutes later, someone else is, but they caught up right at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you guys have not alleviated any of my fears about how hard this pod is going to be, because it's a meat grinder for this one.
I'm glad I'm not in your pod.
Yeah, I mean, last year my pod was pretty bad too, and then this year, I mean, Darren's a good runner, Rojo's a good runner, and then there's someone I guess called Crab Cakes who's around here too that you may have heard of, but whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to go even 2-1 at this point, I feel like.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Once again, I'm just glad I'm not in your pod.
Yours is much better.
I think by the numbers, Luffy and I are actually probably one of the closest matchups. I think the only one who might be closer to me is Life Reboot, who just missed our pod.
Right.
Yeah, you guys are only seated 5 spots apart, so yeah, it is pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's everybody in this group is all pretty close together. I mean, once you get down to like the seedings where they are between 10 and 20, I mean, anybody could have finished in any one of those spots. I mean, it's a lot of really great runners out there, and it's spring tournament. We try to do what we can to go fast, and tonight it got lucky, is all I'm gonna say. Lucky.
Yeah, this was a good one to watch, though. So, to our audience out there, if you like what you saw from the runners tonight, toss them a follow, because I think they deserve it after having put on such an entertaining race for us.
Yeah, I think that was a great showcase of 2 different strategies and how well they can work out.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Well, now that y'all have got your first race in the books, what are your thoughts on how the rest of how the spring tournament's going for you, or what are your thoughts on how the rest of the spring tournament could go for you? Let's put it like that in a way that makes sense. So
I would say for me at least, there's a chance because the next couple races I have coming up at least are forced with nuns parties. So when you get in that kind of situation, who knows, man? It's going to be a train wreck either way, probably. So I feel like that levels the playing field a little bit overall. So I think there's still a chance for 2-1 for me, but it's gonna be tough.
And Luffy?
I mean, I just really wanted to get off to a good start. I don't really know what to expect. I wasn't thinking that I'd be in a pod with such good people, but then looking at all the times, a lot of us just really had very similar times, and there was going to be really no pod that kind of gave anybody an advantage unless your name's maybe like Deadpulse, who's just fast. So it's good to get off on the right foot here and get a win right away, but it's going to be hard. I mean, Crab Cakes is one of the best, and Darren's really good, and Rojo and I were within 15 seconds, so you gotta try to just focus and accept the win, enjoy it for the moment, but then focus on the next race. Otherwise you're gonna make another mistake, and you don't want to have that happen. So we'll see.
I think you should focus less, Luffy. Go ahead and let yourself make a mistake.
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right, well, with that, let's go ahead and wrap her up for final thoughts. So Luffy, got any final thoughts you care to share?
Thank you guys for doing the broadcasting and the comms every night. I mean, you said this got filled within seconds, and that spring tournament, and the testament to the community we have and the people that are willing to help out and just kind of jump in and do what they can to kind of get these races out there so people can watch them. So thank you, Hey, thank you, Darren Dress, thank you, Math Girl. Thank you, RPG Limit Break, for hosting us, and thank you to my opponent Rojo for putting up one heck of a race. And I'm excited to watch it back. I'm a little scared, but it was a really great race. And thanks to everybody that came out to watch. And see what happens in the next race.
All right, Rojo, let's toss it over to you for final thoughts.
I was gonna echo what Luffy said. Thanks for helping out with all this stuff, and thanks to RPG Limit Break and everybody watching. And yeah, we'll see you again soon.
All right, Darren, you got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, thanks to the runners. I mean, it was fun to watch. It's always interesting to see two different strategies play out like that. And there's only so much you can scout in Final Fantasy Randomizer because it's gonna randomize, and you got to figure out what to do every single time. But it's being in a pod that's with this caliber of players is always going to be a fun time because you're going to have 3 really good races.
All right, and with that, I just have to say, Rojo, I love your Twitch name, and once again, thanks to RPG Limit Break for letting us take over their channel for this madness. Thanks to Math Girl for broadcasting, restreaming and doing the tracking and behind the scenes, making sure that we actually have a show to commentate on, and thanks to Darren Dries for joining me in the booth. And yeah, with that, I will bid you all a good evening, and we are going to raid on over to the Life Reboot versus Budge Mono match now in progress. So, with that, I bid you a good evening, and adieu.